Hi everyone, it's Misty with my paper cuts, and today I have another what I got and what I made video with some goodies I found at Tuesday morning. I've done a couple of projects, so I'm just going to jump right in here. So the collection I've used for my projects today is this Jen Hadfield Warm and Cozy line. I picked this up because I am originally from Montana, and this outdoorsy, woodsy fall feel is right up my alley. I am an Arizona transplant, so even though I've been here for 18 years now, I still have trouble adjusting when fall doesn't really hit in September. It is my birthday month and I'm used to having the snow fly usually by the end of the month. So I've also used the stickers. You can see I've used quite a few of those today. I did use one out of this thickers pack on one of my projects. I used some pieces of the ephemera, and I've also used some of the chipboard, and some of the wood pieces. These are really cute. They have the deer heads, they have some flowers, some acorns, and some leaves in different sizes, and there's a ton of pieces in there. So for my first project, I have also used a Jen Hadfield item. It is this frame set that I also found at Tuesday morning. It is this flat wood piece along with this layering piece here. And the project that I made, I need this little stand here, is a perpetual calendar for fall. So let's see if I can get it more in frame there for you. So I put the wood grain paper on the background here and then the floral frame behind this layering piece. The layering piece is actually gold flaked with the Nouveau copper flakes. I had a sample container and I used the whole container, else I would show it to you. That is quite a messy endeavor, but I do love the way that it looks. I added a couple of nails here to hold my tags that have the different numbers for the days on them. And I've made it a calendar for September, October, and November. And these stamps are from an old Heidi Swap stamp set that I have. And I just magnetized them so that I can easily change out each month until I'm ready to change to a Christmas one in December. And here's the November, and they just snap on there. And the cool thing is when I go to store this, there's actually room back here that I can tuck them down in there so that they won't get lost. So, whoops, obviously a lot of room. So I used a piece of the ephemera here. The chipboard is what I wanted to use, but the fox was much smaller on the chipboard. So I stuck with the ephemera and just backed him on some heavyweight cardstock. I did outline him with a copper paint pen, and I put a little bit of glossy accents on his eyes. This is a wood sticker from the Dollar Tree. I colored it with my Copic markers, and I hit it with just a little bit for some texture with this that's also from Tuesday morning. It is in the gold. It was on clearance last weekend in the clearance event, so I picked it up. I really like it. I also did the same thing with the leaves here. These are from the Jen Hadfield wood pieces. I hit them with my Copic and then just dabbed some of that on there, and I love the way it looks. It adds texture and a metallic shine here and here. These big flowers here are from Hobby Lobby. They're in the fall collection. They're the mums. I'm going to have to get more of those because I really like those flowers, along with this little acorn. But I've seen these similar acorns at Dollar Tree as well, and I think I'm going to go ahead and pick those up as backups because these were quite a bit more expensive. So behind the fox here is a large multi-strand yarn bow. Can't really tell it's a bow anymore because it's kind of buried, but I still like the way it looks sticking out there. These little colorful balls in here, those are from Dollar Tree as well. It was a floral piece that I picked up and cut apart. And then this background burlap is also from Dollar Tree, and they're just the large plain burlap leaves. I liked the raw look of them. And then this is a cut apart that I cut apart with a die cut with a penny black die, and then I did the layering die with some corrugated cardboard that I hit with some ink. That was just distress ink. And then I have 3 little enamel dots there, and then I scattered some shimmer spritz, which I don't think that the camera's going to pick up, but there is just a touch of shimmer spritz on there. And then the back here, I just did a plain piece of the pattern paper. So that was my first project. My second project, I actually did a mini album, and I followed a tutorial from Lori over at LMS Creations again. She is one of my favorite people to follow. She does extremely easy to follow tutorials, and they have such a wide variety, and this came together in just an evening. It was really quick to put together the base, and then, you know, it takes me a while to pick out the papers I want to use, but the album itself, once you decide to decorate, comes together pretty quickly. So on the cover here, this is the chipboard piece that I used. Here's an ephemera leaf. I love those copper leaves that are in the ephemera. There's a few enamel dots that I scattered around. This acorn and these two wooden leaves here and here, those are both out of the Jen Hadfield box, and I again colored them and did the same thing with that gold paste. This leaf is from the chipboard. This is some cording that I picked up at the recent Hobby Lobby clearance sale. It was 74 cents a roll, so I grabbed all the ones I could find. It didn't fray too bad on the ends, but I did put a little Fabri-Tac on the ends just to keep it from unraveling anymore. And then this burlap trim is actually this trim that again is from Tuesday Morning, and I picked this up a while ago, and all I did was I cut it in half because the full strand was just too big to use, because this is the full width of the ribbon. So I just cut it in half on one side of the stitching down the middle there, and I just used the half size, and I really like the way that looked. Just a touch of texture on there. The spine is just plain, as well as the back. I love this paper, but it's kind of busy to use inside the album, so I wanted a big piece of it on the back. It's closed with a seam binding tie here. It's just 2 strands layered underneath the covers. And then I put 2 metal book corners on both the front and the back. I tend to ding those up when I store these, so I decided to put those on this time. So inside the front cover here, there's a waterfall for 4x4 photos. And I just used 3 of the pattern papers on these, and I'll probably go back and put some strips in here because I think it's just a bit much. But so I have the option of putting 4x4 photos up here or on both sides. I really like the pattern paper to show, so, but these little albums hold a lot more photos than you would think. So here's a piece, this is one of the cut aparts from the paper pad, and it just tucks behind a piece of the chipboard. This little flap opens up, and there's the sticker of that little hedgehog or porcupine, whichever you prefer. I think he looks like a hedgehog. In this page here, it is a pocket, and it's just a double-sided photo mat. And what I did was I took one of the wood pieces and I just glued it to the edge there, and I did the same treatment. I was really liking that paste, so it gives it quite a bit of texture, but that shine is amazing. So that just tucks right back in there. And on the back of that first page, there's a pocket with just this plain photo mat. And then this is again a cut apart, and I turned it into a little booklet with a magnet. And then this is a piece of chipboard on top. On this page, it is 2 small pockets. I put a chipboard bird right here, and then inside these little pockets are 2 little booklets that are made with the cut aparts again. Oh, and all these corners are rounded with the crocodile. It's the one that has the deco and the stub. And they're just plain. They hold lots of little photos or journaling, however I decide to do it. And then the pockets are on a flap that opens up and has lots more room. And here we have these foiled little stickers along with an arrow. These are just stickers from the collection. And then in this pocket, there is another pull-out photo mat, and I did one of the deer heads in the same way. And on the back is the sunflowers. And that just pops right back in there. And then on this side, I should have magnetized these. I might still try to find a way to magnetize them, but they're 2 little 4x4 flaps And I put the little mason jar right here. And this is the sticker. I was going to use the chipboard, but I didn't want it to catch on my other page. So I just used the sticker backed with a piece of the cardstock and then on another piece of cardstock with a shadow to make it pop out from this busy pattern. I tied a little bit of twine, May Arts twine around it just to give it some texture. And then there's lots of room for photos there. On this side there's another flap. This piece here is a sticker. This is a piece of the chipboard and this is a piece of the ephemera. And this also opens up. And I can still magnetize that before I put the photos in, which I'll probably do because I don't like that that stays open. And this is a pocket and holds another photo mat, which is just plain. And then this opens up and has a tuck spot with a couple of the cut aparts, plain on the back for photos or journaling. And this is a piece of, actually this is a sticker, and I again backed it on some heavy duty cardstock just to thicken it up so it can hold on to those little cut aparts. And then in this pocket I used one of the acorns. Let's see if I can catch that light for you. This one really shows the texture of that texture paste. And on the back is just the daisies. Or I guess for fall maybe they're asters. They're pretty. And then on the back I used the chipboard piece with these lights. I love these kind of lights. I just wanted really to add them in there. And then on the very back cover it's just a simple pocket. This is the fox sticker. And then this is a piece of the ephemera. And then back here there is another photo mat. And this is all of the cut aparts that I did. And I'll probably use those when I decide to put photos in there. So I just like having them in there and ready to go. So that was my second project with this collection. And then I took some of the scraps and I used this die here that I also picked up at Tuesday Morning recently. I just thought she was so pretty, and I was really eager to see what she was going to look like cut out. So what I did was I cut her out of some watercolor paper, and that was not easy with all of these little details in here with these hair strands. They didn't want to pop out. So after 4 or 5 tries, I think I got 2 of them cut out whole. So I only made 2 cards with this collection. I cut out some of these butterflies, which are separate dies. They do come out of the frame there. And I cut them out with some of the pattern paper and then a couple of pieces of glitter cardstock. I did the same thing with her shades there. I just cut it out as some black glitter cardstock, and then I put red stickles on her lips. My daughter loves bright lipstick, so this was kind of in her honor. And then I used some glitter cardstock to cut out a Spellbinder's die that says hello, and I layered that up on some cardstock just to make it stand out, and just a little piece of the pattern paper, and it's just plain on the inside. I was so excited about that die, and I wanted to see if it cut better with cardstock, so I broke out the Bright Life collection from Jen Hadfield, and I made another card. So I did the exact same thing, but I just did it with black cardstock. And these are some papers from the My Bright Life collection, and again with the shimmery paper. And I really like the way she looks cut out in black. I think her eyes above her shades are a little bit more pronounced when she's cut out in a darker color. So I like how that turned out. And then I also tried it using the shimmer paper on her lips just to give her some sort of a lip color there on this card. And again, these are just blank on the inside. My daughter's part of a sorority, so I thought she might like to use these for her sisters. So anyway, those are my projects that I made this week using the Jen Hadfield collections that I picked up. I did pick up all of them, so I probably will be sharing some more projects. I just am not sure because I'm really getting into my Halloween stuff. So thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out these projects today. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I will link this mini album tutorial from Lori down in the comments so that you, or in the description box, so that you can follow along if you like. Like I said, it's 3 pages. It came together so fast, and it's a good way to use up some of your paper. I'm trying to encourage myself to use my papers as soon as I buy them. So. And again, thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you on my next video. Bye-bye.